Hello, friends and viewers. It's been a little while since I've done an update video on the city, and I'd like to go over some things that have happened in the period since the last two uploads. The last one I was showing the train setup and the new variations. I got the new control module for the Midnight Express, so it is functioning again. I've been rather busy lately, various things. I've got a lot of the construction stuff kind of together here and been getting some of the pieces more together. Got both the airliners finished, and underneath them here, I'm building a racetrack. Examine here. You know, I had some extra green tiles, and I didn't quite know what to... I'm going to put a little fence around it, and maybe some stands, and a gate, and I have some parking here in the grass. I used to race cars back in the old days, and kind of, it seemed like something... I've never had this at Lego City before, and it seemed like a unique addition to put out here next to the agricultural area I'm working on. We still haven't quite got the ag area up, but I'm wanting to put the barn back together, get the combine back together. I've got a few of the tractors. I got two of the red tractors back together. And this is how far I am on the blue tractor. Let me find the piece here. It took me literally a month to find this piece in all the gray. I've sorted all of the dark gray from plates and blocks, and that took 6 hours. I'm a carpenter and a welder, so this isn't, you know, most of my time I've spent working, but these last weeks we've had quite a bit of rain here in Kentucky, so I've had some time to afford doing some stuff like this. And I've separated out the mountain pieces and the, you know, the supports and things, you know, odd things that, you know, when you see it, you just know, like this, parts of that flying droid fighter plane thing from the Clone Wars. And this, the frames of fire trucks and cars. I'm not sure what car it is, but it's obviously the frame of, as well as the fenders, right? And I've been pulling out to anything with the license plate. I'm sure you know this if you know anything about Lego, but the license plates are always the number of the set. So if you don't know what set you're trying to rebuild, that number there, if I can get that to zoom, will tell you everything you need to know. I think that was a cop car. I even found the front to the tractor. Weird things. Still haven't fixed the army base, and the track keeps breaking, and the cat's knocked it out over there. I've been having some minor issues with getting the track all situated right. I put in a bit of an extension trying to make the yard here for the train station better, and I messed the whole thing up. But this is not the final iteration by any means. I mean, this plans to expand quite a bit. Also found both the columns for the crane, so we're once again another step towards putting that back together soon. Still can't find the roof to the... It's odd. I found them all. Oh, there's a Luna. Hello, Luna. Luna's who destroyed the trains over there. Luna likes to fight with the other cats, but it's all in good fun. They all act like they're queen, but Luna's my queen. Yes, she is. Luna's probably one of the best cats I've ever had. Why, look at that. Is that the front to the tractor as well? Now this is, I know I didn't have two blue tractors. This is the kind of thing, maybe they stack on top of each other. You know, I mean, you're digging through the bits and you just... Oh, and this too, finding this in the gray. I need this to put Jabba the Hutt ship back together. I have found all the straight ones, but a bent one. And I still need one more. Oh, and the piece for Doc Ock. I could put Doc Ock back together. I looked online to buy one of these, and they're apparently unobtainium. So that was lucky. Oh, yes, and all the TIE fighter bits. I mean, it's coming together. It's a dedication of time. At this point, I'm starting to, like, here in this box, for example, all my books, parts to the restaurant and to the hospital and the airport. You know, they're obviously that's what it is when I see it. So I'm pulling things like that out and trying to put them in little boxes. Speaking of the airport, I moved the rocket launch site and I fiddled around with the end of the runway. I'm still not sure if I like that configuration, but that's how it is now. And I moved all the helicopter bays towards the road, so they'll have easy access to the police station, the fire station, the other police station, eventually the hospital and the airport, but also to give more room, because you know when this is one of the not so wide. When this is why I gotta move the track too. When the aircraft are coming in, you need quite a bit of room. Some of the larger ones, like this liner here, you can see nearly take up 2.5 tiles. You know. Really, you need 3 tiles of room because it's centered on the plate, right? You need 3 tiles of space, and you really only have, you know, a third of a plate either side you can really build into or put the taxiway cars and things. I really liked how this switch turned out in here, though. I want to keep this. I got all the green in. I got a little more green to do over there. Really trying to fill in the space. I was amazed I've run out of green plates. You remember, y'all? I mean, I still have a few here, but most of them are like this, and that's the hospital. That's the entrance to, and the hospital goes all there. So I don't want to run out of green plates because I still need them to put some of these buildings together. Oh, and another minor thing. I got the Amelia Earhart collector's plane, and it's not quite scale. You know, I like it, don't get me wrong. If you put Amelia and her map, could have used one of those. If you put her next to it, you see she's, you know, the cockpit's way too... So I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do with it, because it's not quite scale. So I decided it would be a nice monument. As you're coming in to the airport and all, you know, it's a memoriam, in a sense, or decoration. Nevertheless, I think it fits well there. Oh, we got sharks. I found some sharks. We got some sharks. Oh, this is one of the things that befuddles me still. My switchboard. The other half of this is just gone, lost to oblivion. And they're so expensive. Lego doesn't make them anymore. I bought a aftermarket one, and you know, most of the aftermarket track I fiddled with has been pretty good. But that, it works half the time. The other half the time it just derails. So I think I'm going to have to use L switches to make a quadruple switchback. I don't know. We'll figure that out when time comes. And I got my old crossings in. I had 2 crossings, and I'm still missing one of the pieces for one of the crossings. Looking for that. But I had a realization in that sense, too, that I got these new road pieces that I see a bunch of people on the internet, sorry for that burp there, making their crossings out of these. Now, I've used most of them here that I had in the harbor. In fact, I'd really like one more. Actually, no, I have a couple more. But, you know, I'm kind of thinking about pulling some of those out to at least get one more grade crossing, preferably over there. Still not fully settled on all the spur lines and tracks and whatnot. Oh, I got this tractor too. I saw this. I got this really cheap somewhere. I can't remember where it was. It's an older set. They haven't made it in a couple years apparently. But it's a nice. I like the big inflated tires. These are the same tires they used on the combine. So it's good to see them used somewhere else. And I've been getting some of the combine pieces together. I just haven't quite... I need to go to the Lego store down in Nashville, and I was going to go get a bunch of tan pegs and sticks and make like a whole wheat field and maybe a corn field, and you know, I was really going to have fun with that, and no one seems to have made a corn header for our combine. You know, we're farmers. I like farming, and so I'd like the idea of getting more than just the wheat head on it, maybe get them interchangeable. So maybe that can be a whole series in itself, the modifications of the combine, if I can ever get it back together. Sadly, the long tube pieces that hold it together, they're beyond repair. I cut a bunch of them when I was young to make various lengths tubes for my soldiers to look like barrels and, you know, oil lines connecting big cylinder tanks, things, you know. I was doing odd stuff with it, making it look like power conduit, so on and so forth. And the ships, too. I found the last piece to my fire truck here, those red slopes, those 1x4 slopes, the house we grew up in when I'm a boy. I'm disassembling it. It's rotting, falling down, dilapidated. And as I was ripping out the air ducts, the last one of those was in an air vent. Amazing that I saw it in there. Very fortuitous. I was about to buy one. I got the dodeca mostly back together. I'm aware that it's the wrong color, but I'm working on it, and it has the wrong guns as well, but I kind of like it with the MAC 10s, right? It especially in the gray, it gives it a, I don't know, it gives it a different kind of look. Oh, lordy. Like I said, I got the Midnight Express with the new node controller in there, so I can get it to the remotes. Not found the crane piece to the repair car, or the connectors. I bought some of these connectors on the internet from a person off the eBays, and I was like, oh, train connectors, cool, cheap. Those are never cheap, and they're the old style with magnets, the rotating swivel magnet from 70s and 80s, and they work, but they're definitely not as good as the newer ones. I haven't had too much luck with the newest ones either, to be honest. In fact, Lego, such as the Harry Potter train, went away from connectors and used Technic altogether. But that's it. I've used some of these in order to make it where the car can attach to my passenger car from the Midnight Express. Sorry, the camera was off. Sorry. So that, you know, I can pull more cars with this train, because I really like the Harry Potter train. It's little and it's cute, and I enjoy it greatly. It reminds me of my Christmas Town mail truck, you know? It's kind of got that aesthetic of, I don't know, wartime England or something. Still can't find the wing piece. Sometimes it's the oddest things that elude us. I mean, truly. But all in all, I mean, things are coming together. I obviously have a lot more sorting left to do. You wouldn't think it, but that there is almost as much Lego as is here. Again, it's interesting how compact they fit when they're in the box. You know, they don't, you know, so you look at the box and you think that's not that much Lego, and then you realize that, like, it's a innumerable. It'll probably take me a year, maybe more. But that too, much like I was doing with the gray, I've started to pull out obvious things. Let me grab my, sorry, I'm moving the camera all over the place here. Let me grab this box here. So, as I'm going through it, when I see things that are obviously a thing, like, this is obviously an X-Wing set of wings. I clicked them together for convenience, but this is obviously wings from X-Wing. So they go in the box. And these are obviously engines from an X-Wing. So they go in the box too. And here's some more of those white wing pieces. And then we got a cockpit from an X-Wing. That goes in the box. And I have some barrels for an X-Wing over there on that table too. And so that's it. I'm at this point, it's not so much actually sorting through the brick. I'll get there eventually. It's more so just kind of digging around for things that are obviously this, that, or the other. And we'll just dig here for a second. See what treasured fabled goodies come up. That's part of a house right there. Oh, X-Wing. I had 2 of those X-Wings, and I really like to get them back together, and I found their book. So that's useful. You don't have to use the internet. X-Wings. And they seem to be in here. I've been wondering why this whole time I haven't run into many X-Wing parts. And this is why. They're all apparently in this box. Oh, I'm missing that. And that. Oh, speaking of which, digging in this box, I found the other 4x6, and the other one, I'm only missing one more 4x6 for the crawler crane, which its boom is together over there. So once again, another step there much closer to having a functioning crawler crane again, which is cool, because when I get it together, I want to do a video of using it to rail and derail the trains. Oh, a storm fighter, one of the snow ones from the Hoth base. I have a helmet over there in the army base that I was wondering where he was. So, they may be whole again. That's fine. He's been bouncing around this box so much, you don't mind getting through. Look, it's Pirate SpongeBob. That's a rare SpongeBob. Oh, Joker's helicopter. Yes, I had a lot of Batman stuff. I have basically no Batman stuff at this point together, but at one point there was a sufficient amount of Batman stuff. I have no idea what that was. Look at that, there's a whole plate in there. This is what I'm saying. And there to another one. You gotta dig through your junk, man. Oh, now, that's a real treat. That's a bin especial right there. That is part of the USS Chandler. I built an aircraft carrier at one point, and that gives you an inclination as to its width, because that was one of the strut arms. And for example, that plane there and that plane there both launched off the carrier, and it had an elevator that could lift them from the hangar deck to the carrier deck. Sadly, though, I ran out of room to store it. It was too big. It was built out of a Death Star and Eiffel Tower, so it was pretty large. Oh, speaking of Death Star, I got the center column of the Death Star together, so the Death Star is coming. And somewhere between this big series of boxes, I'm beginning to separate plates from brick for the light gray. I haven't quite finished it yet, but soon there will be a Death Star again. No idea where I'm going to put it, but yeah. Oh, you're here. You watch the moment, the thrill, the joy, the aspirations. We have found once again a piece I have seeked for. Oh, and look, a tricorn hat. Oh, I love tricorn hats. Oh, we've hit a gold spot, gentlemen. Batman's launcher, the black one. So there you go, another step closer to a Batman. Oop, Batman's engines to his plane. Yeah, we're finding some Batman stuff. Oh, the table for the Death Star, the table that Vader and them all sit around. That's dope. We've hit a gold pocket here, folks. Well, you get to watch it here and now. Oh, the track fell off. I can't film it. I'm holding my phone with my hand. But, oh, bam. I'll switch it to the other side in a bit so the power thing are on different sides. But bam, we have the track crawler that much more close to being assembled. And that's it. It's a dedication thing. You just gotta go fiddle with it until you get tired of it and then come back to it later. You know, it's funny, when I was a kid, it was all about build the thing and then take it apart and turn it into something else. And now it's about finding all the stuff I turned apart and took apart and turned into something else and turning it back into what it was meant to be. And I keep finding myself finding things that I put together, and I feel like I need to take them apart in order to put other things together. But part of me would hate to take them apart, and so I found myself buying more Lego to put back together the things I had, while not taking apart the weird things I built. Oh, brick separator. That's an old one. That was probably one of the first ones I ever got. Because because I have not gotten this box in easily a decade. There's something large and deep. Oh, it's more walls to that building and some more parts of the aircraft carrier. Fascinating. Oh, that's about all the digging I can do. About all the digging I can do for now. If you know what set that goes to, and this is the correct orientation of it, upside down, not right way up. But if you know what set that goes to, I know. I'm just testing you all. If you know what this is, put it in the comments below. I'll be very interested to see. I'm trying to respond to every comment made at this point. I'm still small. Oh, looky folks, one more treasurable find. There you go. Well, see, you all seem to be good luck. Maybe I should film digging through Lego more often, because these are things I've been looking for a good part of the year, and I found like 4 of them in the last 20 minutes just hanging out with you guys. Bam. So much closer to having a city. The cats knocked that off. That's it, too. I'm fighting the cats in this. Every time I build a little something back, they knock a little something down. So it's imagine trying to build 1,000 puzzles that you mix together while somebody keeps throwing all the pieces on the ground and hiding the corners. The sad part is that's not a terrible analogy. I don't know if I showed this last time. The bridge is together. Leave a comment below, too, if you think you know where the bridge could go. We have the London Bridge, too. That's all that's of it. Still have to build the other side. Always bothered me that it's not scale enough to drive a car across. They're very tiny little cars, so it's a walking bridge. That's technically the only driving bridge I have. But if you all have an idea for, maybe you should go in the harbor and whatever. If you all have any idea of what should be done with the bridges, or whether or not I should prioritize putting the London Bridge back together, put that in the comments too below. I mean, really, this is such a small community. I mean, I cherish all of our viewers. We don't have many subscribers yet. But, it's really a small enough community that if you all got on and communicated with me, I would be more than glad to communicate with you guys back. In fact, I find myself here alone fiddling with this at night, and it's very disconcerting. It would be very encouraging to have friends and followers and people that we can discuss this together. Maybe you all can show me pictures of your all's Lego cities and putting them back together, or just join me along. Dream of doing it one day or so. I mean, really, I would like the video to get, not this video, but all my videos to get to the extent of where we could be a real YouTube channel. And this could be up on a table, and I could sit, and my back would feel better. I mean, I have enough castle pieces and boats and trains and Indiana Jones stuff and farm things and Harry Potter that really we could, and SpongeBob too. I mean, I have all the SpongeBob sets. We could set up the SpongeBob village and do things, but currently the limitation is space, because I've almost used up this room, and it's not an insurmountable room. It's like 20 by 30, but still yet, I have other rooms in the house. It's where I keep my rabbits and old pictures and a couch currently. But we could definitely expand more space. I mean, really, I have a huge basement under this house. It's like 40 by 60. But it floods constantly. I've been chiseling out the back, and we had plumbers all in. We put a sump pump on a float because it just had one of the ones you had to go set after the place is already flooded. It makes you not want to keep nothing down there, because it just ruins the poor lady, our cousin we bought this house from. All her antiques and everything were just ruined in this basement. And I could put up a massive Lego city in that basement, but I really don't want to risk doing that now with the water and the humidity and whatnot. And for me to feel invested enough to build that kind of, I mean, like I said, I'm a carpenter welder. I could build that space like no other, but it's a monetary and a time constraint currently. And really almost like this, you know, I'm buying bricks. I bought some plates. I bought some of the aftermarket straight plates. You see, you really can't tell between, you know, other than, of course, there's not Lego printed on them, but really you can't tell. And you can't get the Lego plates for hardly for anything anymore. And they work just as good. They're a little sticky. I'll admit that. They're a little sticky. They work better than that crosser. But, you know, I'm willing to spend some money on this and some time and whatnot. But, you know, right now I'm just a weirdo with my Legos in my room. But if I get enough of you guys, well, we can just all be weird together. Then it's not weird. It's a collective. And I had a lot of droids, too. I had a lot of droids. There's a few droids there. I had a couple dodecas. There's one of my little droid carriers. But I had 2 of the large Imperial droid carriers, the big brown ones, with full complement of battle droids and whatnot, and I would love to get them back together. I've been going through the brown lately, and I've started to get some of the pieces. Mostly anymore, though, I've been working on these little cars. I love the little fire. I have to get the ladder. I gotta rebuild the ladder, but I love this little fire truck. I mean, it's just, I love the old-timey stuff. The Indiana Jones, Japan or China, you know, chase sequence car. I gotta find the top for it. I loved that one too. Well, I'm rambling a bit at this point. Oh, one last ramble before I let you all go. I know that's not the right wheel. That is the wheel to the dwarf mine, to the Lego dwarf mine. And all these green mountain pieces. And I want to put the dwarf mine back together. But currently, you know, like all the medieval stuff, the dwarf stuff, and the knights and the dragons, you know, I keep finding it. I got a big box of castle pieces over there, and I got a big stack of hills for them. But I don't have a good spot to put them in this room. So if you guys would want to see the castle set up, you know, the black castle, the blue castle, you know, all that, then let me know, and we can maybe work on putting something in the other room. Because I would be down for that. I like the medieval stuff, and it would be a good kind of, you know, I get a little tired of working with my city things, well, then I can go fiddle with the castle stuff. And speaking of, I know this isn't castle stuff, this is 1700s, you know, 18th century, but so I have the big ship. And this is one of the few things in my collection that has stayed pretty well intact. I've added lots of additions, such as the escape vessel, you know, the tenders, and some deck cannons, and some cows and things. And if you look inside, I won't open it up, but if you look inside, oh, you know what, that's it. You all want another video? We'll open this thing up. You all requested, I'll open up and I'll show you all the modifications I've done to this thing. But, all in all, that's it for today, folks. Thank you again for watching. I'm glad to have you here. Like, share, subscribe, send it to your friends, bother your parents and uncle about it. Still haven't set up a Patreon. If you think I should do that, then that'd be cool. I'd set up a Patreon. And I wouldn't pocket the cash for my own personal finances, I promise. It would singularly go to the production of my Legos. I might use some of it to pay some of my workers to sort that big box. Though the last guy I paid to sort that big box quit. This is not my job description. The boy would rather angle grind things than sort that big box of Legos. So that gives you an inclination of how much that sucks. But thank you all again. Keep on building and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.